Blackrue back with another video. Before I get started, let's cue Indigo Saint here. Let's go. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe it was Blackrue investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on that Blackrue investing. Best believe it was Blackrue investing. Not course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue investing. Best believe it was Blackrue investing.
What's up, guys? That Indigo Saint gets me hype every time. Let's see what's going on here before we start with the show here. Let's do our usual. Get the share shut up. Make sure you share. I share the audio here. Perfect. Okay, we got that. Now let's go to our perspective channels here. I got the link set back up. Big shout out to my guy, Nerdface, and his company. Got my link set back up here. DarkHorseWatcher.com. Boom. Leads straight to the channel where you can like and subscribe. Let's go over here so we can get comments. Boom, boom, boom. An exciting show today. Interoperability, zero knowledge proofs, and the future of money. Of course, we're going to keep it YouTube compliant over here. I think I want to have another conversation about this on not Patreon, but on Rockfin, because there's a really deeper conversation about it. But we're gonna keep it YouTube compliant here. What's up? I think I want to have another conversation about this. What's up? On not Patreon. Remember to smash the like, folks. Now let me go over here to Gentlemen of Crypto, and we will get this rocking over here. A beautiful sunny Sunday, or beautiful sunny Saturday here in Arizona. Hope everybody else's day is going on okay. I know for my folks on the East Coast, it's like noon. Here in Arizona, it's only like 9:40. So let's get this going. Okay. So let me just make sure this is not echoing. What's up, Todd Malik? So shout out to my guy Ace. He got me kind of into the whole airdrop thing. And what's up, HBCU Maker? And we're going to talk about some really cool possible zero knowledge proof airdrops that may be coming up soon. So be aware of that. Shout out to my patrons out there. If you guys want the Patreon is less than a cup of coffee for weekly watch lists. So shout out to the patrons out there. Let's get into the future of money a little bit. I know in our little crypto world here, we kind of get in our little silo, and crypto is everything, right? But as it seems to me, the banking powers are definitely, they have their foothold into crypto. So as much as they want to have this whole dog and pony show with Gensler going after different things, they have their foot into crypto. So let's just show you that right quick. So if you guys are not familiar, there's a little company called BlackRock with over 10 trillion assets under their management. So everybody talks a whole bunch about Warren Buffett, right? But nobody talks about BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, who controls literally $10 trillion in stuff in BlackRock. And then no matter who the US president is, no matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican, that whole farce, no matter if the president is a Democrat or a Republican, BlackRock has its strings into the US Treasury. So I'm just gonna say that. And I'll probably get into more of proving that on like a Rockfin thing. I'm not gonna show receipts for that. But just needless to say, it's so when we're talking about BlackRock, JP Morgan Chase is like literally like probably the biggest bank in the US. And I've already gotten into before how JP Morgan Chase is really the backer for Consensus. And Consensus, they're the people who really do the coding for Ethereum. So right off the bat there, you got JP Morgan Chase, BlackRock, who control, like literally kind of runs the US, right? They run the treasury, right? So right there, two of the biggest money powers in the United States, BlackRock and JP Morgan. So BlackRock, you can see here, they increased their portion, their control in JP Morgan. They own 6.6, and I'm sure that's not a coincidence, right? They own 6.6% of JP Morgan. They increased their shares of it here, and I think this was like, okay, February 2023, kind of around time maybe banks were a lot in trouble, right? And I have on here different you can see this is in 2017. No. This is another one. Well, I could bring up a ton of different articles show that JP Morgan Chase and BlackRock work together a ton. Trust me, they work together a ton. We already know BlackRock, right? CEO Larry Fink is on the board of advisors for the World Economic Forum. So ultimately, all stuff comes back to them, right? But here we have JP Morgan wants to bring trillions of dollars of tokenized assets to DeFi. So here it is, as much as JP Morgan Chase and they want to make you believe that Jamie Dimon's like, okay, crypto, pet rock, right? Here what they're doing is they want to bring all these assets, these tokenized assets to DeFi, and they're the money men behind Ethereum. So all of that crap about that Jamie Dimon, he's saying one thing and doing another. Okay. Over time, what I was telling you guys about BlackRock. Over time, we think tokenizing the US Treasury or money market fund shares, for example, could be potentially used as collateral in DeFi pools. So if you're not aware, like with all these banks failing, the banking system has a liquidity problem. So when people talk about crypto and it's funny money, everything's funny money. All money is alchemy. And the current system is a fractional reserve system, which really only requires that 10% and not even 10% anymore. 10% of collateral or money is actually held for all the money that's being loaned out. So you got quote unquote 10% real assets, right? That the bank is supposed to hold on to. And all the rest is funny money. Derivatives upon derivatives upon derivatives upon derivatives. And crypto's the scam, right? So everything is funny money. But here we have JP Morgan. That's a little bit of digression. Here we have JP Morgan saying US Treasury money and money market share is being used as collateral for DeFi pools. And this goes back to something we said earlier, and I just don't have enough windows for all of this. Where Monty Metzger, CEO of LCX, WEF run exchange, right, said that LCX is going to get into DeFi as well as CeFi. So DeFi is something that these guys are looking to get into. Now, what does that look like? Who knows, right? But what we can come over here and see with total value locked into DeFi, Ethereum's king, right? Followed by 3 Ethereum like layer 2s, right? Tron and BSC, right? Which are really big in Asia. Phantom, and like we got some, a list of other blockchains that are pretty big in their own right, including Cardano, Algorand, you name it, right? So it's happening. The great money reset is actually happening. So let's take a little pause here and see who we got in the house here. Everything is funny money. All money is alchemy bars. Thanks, Tom Malik. I appreciate it. What's up, Crypto Clady? See here. What's up, Stacking Satoshis? What's up, Relaxing Serenity Sounds? So I guess we got a good base here. The U.S. Treasury controlled by BlackRock. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink on the board of the WEF. BlackRock and JP Morgan in bed with each other. JP Morgan, largest bank in the US, also the money man behind Ethereum, wants to tokenize assets and bring them to DeFi. Okay. So in this, we can kind of now bridge over to zero knowledge proofs. And I found, I think this is from a guy who works with Casper, one of the best, clearest definitions of zero knowledge proofs. Let me pull it up here. If I didn't, okay. Okay, so this is one of the best, clearest definitions of zero knowledge proofs I've seen. Okay. In my opinion, the zero knowledge ZK is the largest revolution in blockchains since Ethereum introduced Turing complete, okay, account-based smart contracts. To put it in simple words, ZK enables 2 use cases not possible before, okay? Computation scaling. I can perform an expensive computation off-chain and put that result on chain with the proof. So essentially, any of you guys who are like programming people out there, to me, that's like the same as a thread. In C++ and different type of programming languages, you have these things called threads. And basically, it's exactly what he described right here. Performing an expensive computation off-chain and then putting the result on chain with a proof. So if you got something that's going to take a lot of computation, it's like expensive computation. It's going to take a whole bunch of like computing power. Like people used to do it, and some people still do it with threads. They'll have it done in another process. They'll do a thread. They'll spawn a thread, have it go ahead and compute that expensive operation, And then when it's done, it comes back with the result. Okay. So very cool, which means to me, like, they really don't care about um, like enhancing Ethereum because they can use these zero knowledge proofs. Now, here comes the proof part, anonymity. I can prove to you I know something without revealing it. Now, this is very, very important when this comes to enterprises. Okay, they want the anonymity. They don't want to reveal, say, how much they're charging for a contract, or yes, or a contract to X X place or Y place. Maybe I don't want X place to know that Y place got a really huge discount because my boy is like the CEO, right? Same goes with salaries. Maybe I don't want um, Brad to know that Susie's making 100,000 more than he is. You know what I mean? So this is going to be very, very important, very, very important um, for businesses, for enterprises. Okay. So zero knowledge proofs, really, really, really huge. Now, going into kind of like the airdrops, there are a couple different zero knowledge proof things out there that you guys might want to pay attention to. Shout out to my guy Ace for one of these. Um, we got ZK Sync. So zksync.io, by the way, is where you want to go for this. You can start bridging and playing with this and possibly get in on this airdrop. You know how the Arbitrum airdrop just happened? People made bank. Some people as much as $10,000 or more. I'm sure there's even more than that. But here we have ZK Sync. Now, one company I do see coming up a lot, and I remember somebody asked me about this like last month. I think it might have been you, Courtney Johnson. 1inch. I see 1inch in a lot of places with these ZK proof companies on Ethereum. So 1inch might be something that we want to look at when it comes to DeFi. Again, DeFi, we just heard the tokenization of DeFi of JP Morgan. It's all wrapping up together, right? So here we have ZK Sync. They're looking to basically be a layer 2 that provides this ZK technology to Ethereum. They're not one of the only companies that's trying to do that. Casper is also trying to do that. They're trying to do ZK proofs on Casper, and you know that Casper is also trying to integrate with Ethereum. And Ethereum, again, the people behind Ethereum are JP Morgan. So it's very, very, very possible that we see Ethereum taking a big, big place in the money game of America. If the biggest bank in America is are the money men behind Consensus, then hence Ethereum will be very, very important for money management and money period in America. And that's something that I always kind of hinted at and talked about on here with you guys. Ethereum is probably going to be America's thing. Okay. And we've talked about how Ripple's pretty big overseas and Bitcoin is big, of course, right? I know we're on Gentlemen of Crypto and King and Zay tend to be Bitcoin maxis, but on my channel, which I'm glad and gracious that they let me do a show on their channel, I tend to talk about more of everything, right? But Bitcoin is also going to be a thing, which is why I think we saw all these different companies go in and get these Bitcoin miners. We've talked about CleanSpark on here before, right? And I think they did that because they didn't want you or I mining Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is probably the closest thing to cash once they get rid of cash. You and I can do peer-to-peer transactions with Bitcoin. So they needed to kind of get a rein on that. That's why we have all these companies mining Bitcoin, publicly traded on the stock market, by the way, mining Bitcoin. We got the US with the large sum of Bitcoin. Remember here, we brought up the thing here, bitcointreasuries.net. We got Michael Saylor and MicroStrategies holding a ton of it, right? They're holding a ton. Tesla and Elon, Elon Musk, right? Love him or hate him, but he's definitely one of their chosen guys, right? The Block or Square holding a lot of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is going to be a thing now because, of course, they hold a lot of it. So just makes sense for you or I to start holding some Bitcoin as well because they have it. They're not gonna let an asset with this much liquidity in it go to waste. So as much as they talk about banning Bitcoin, they're some of the biggest holders of it. So they're not letting it go to waste. It's just not happening. It's not happening. So we can see here all these different companies that hold tons and tons of Bitcoin. Grayscale, which is another one of their big companies, right? Square, Tesla, you name it, right? And then again, two of the biggest governmental holders. China's not on here, but I think China holds a lot of Bitcoin. They do. They just hold a lot of Bitcoin. But they want to try to make you believe that we're warring against China, so they don't list them here. But anyway, United States and Ukraine are the biggest holders of Bitcoin, as you can see here. So Bitcoin isn't going anywhere as well. But as far as America, Ethereum's the one that seems to have the biggest foothold, right? Let's go back out here. Sub Nerd Up Inc. Marv. Do I hold Quant? Oh, and by the way, guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll get to questions. If we go a little bit longer today, I don't mind. It's okay. Yes, I do hold Quant, Mr. Hamilton, and we've been over here. If you're new to the show, but we've been over how much Quant is for interoperability. But we can get into that. We can get into Quant as well because that goes into the banking clearing houses. So again, how they tell you like crypto's a scam, crypto's not worth anything, but yet what they're doing is they're setting up all their banking clearing houses to be able to use crypto, to be able to use stuff like Quant. It's happening, right? So where were we? Okay, so ZK Sync. So that token isn't out, but if you go ahead and try to play on their network, you may be eligible for a airdrop. And where were we here with that? Okay, so what you will have to do is they have it here, bridge. I'm not going to press it because it'll go to my MetaMask and all of that. But then you'll have to bridge money from Ethereum, like using your MetaMask or whatever. And they have the little site set up here for you. And you'll have to go play around on different things that offer ZK Sync system. And I think you can do that. They tell you where the ecosystem is, which somewhere up here. Oh, there we go. Explore the ecosystem. So you'll have to go on some type of different one over here that has the ecosystem going. And they have a lot of stuff. 1 inch, again, they come up. there's a lot of things down here. Argent, Sushi Swap. So you just got to go on one of these platforms and play with it. So that's ZK Sync. Another guy that we have going on that might have a really nice airdrop coming up soon is one that I always see on this list here. And I was wondering if it had a token. I have to go up here. Starknet. So there's an Israeli company that's responsible for Starknet, and it's an Israeli company, so that implies something right there, right? That implies something. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's an Israeli company out here, so that implies something. We talked about Larry Fink, right? Larry, you know, he's a certain type of person. If you know what I'm talking about, we'll go on a little Kanye with it. So there that is. And there's a reason for that too. And we'll put that on Rockfin. That's a Rockfin conversation. And I'm not talking religious or anything, but it's just religious wise, there's a reason for that. And we can go into that on Rockfin. I'm definitely gonna have to make a Rockfin episode for this. Okay, so let's look at Starknet. You have to go on Starknet and bridge funds as well. They have a token, but they're just trying to figure out how they want to distribute it. But it's very interesting here that they got the DeFi already going and it's just rising. So if you're a part of this airdrop for Starknet, probably might be a little lucrative for you. So they already have the token, it exists, but they haven't issued it yet. So if we come over here and look, we'll see it's here, but they haven't issued the token yet. But let's go to the website. And as far as I know, they haven't said anything about an airdrop or a snapshot yet. So if you're able to get in right now, I think you'll be fine. They say they're community led, but they're ran by a company, an Israeli company. And I'm sure here, if you go to the different DeFi platforms that we were talking about, ooh, I closed that. Did not mean to do that. Let me go over here to history. Okay, so if we go over here to 10K swap, I'm sure if we go to its website, it'll tell us how to bridge and stuff like that. Not gonna do that today. Not gonna expose my wallet or anything like that. But here it is, right? I'm sure you'd have to bridge over some ETH. Maybe you can do that through MetaMask. Maybe you can't. But this will probably be one of the steps of playing around that would make you eligible for that airdrop. So we got on 0K on ZK proofs. There's a couple different companies out there for that. And we're just exposing some of the ones that may be available for airdrop. Now let's get into interoperability. Okay. And this is going to lead into the show we did last week. So Corium really took a plunge after the airdrop snapshot, which we could expect, right? But again, I've alluded to it many different times before. I think every area is going to have their different kind of cryptocurrency, and these things are going to interoperate. Okay, so like America might have Ethereum, and people, since they know they can't stop Bitcoin, will interoperate with a Bitcoin around the world, right? But America specifically, its thing might be Ethereum. Overseas, XRP might be its thing because you can see, and now it really kind of makes more sense why XRP is not available really in the US, because JP Morgan they don't want anybody infringing on Ethereum, right? They don't want you to be able to get XRP because this is Ethereum's turf. America's Ethereum's turf. XRP will probably be the British, because remember, I told you how they're on the British Pound Association, the Digital Pound Association, right? Even though they're an American company, but they're on a Digital Pound Foundation like board. So seems like Ethereum will be America's thing, and Ripple will probably be kind of overseas, British pound, Dubai, the Middle East type thing. So, Ethereum, they don't want people stepping on Ethereum's toes. JP Morgan and BlackRock, well, JP Morgan specifically, because they're the money man behind Ethereum. They don't want people stepping on Ethereum's toes. But here you have Digital Pound Association. We got Ripple, we got Quant, we also got Avalanche in here, which is in the top 10 of DeFi money locked, right? We just saw how important DeFi is going to be because you saw JP Morgan wants to tokenize things and put them into DeFi. They want to do that. So, so again, okay, let's get back to Corium. Dropped really nicely. Excuse me. But the reason I mentioned Corium is because Corium is going to operate with Cosmos and XRP Ledger. Okay. And remember, we talked about Cosmos before. Cosmos is already interoperable, and a whole right. So if you got Cosmos is interoperable with Ethereum, it's interoperable with Corium, then now Corium can interoperate with Cosmos and XRP, and we got a nice little happy family there. In case in point, I can show you a little bit more about what I mean there. Shout out to my guys with Crypto and Down. They showed me this site. I'm going to bring it up right quick because Crypto Flows is the name of the site. It shows you already how some chains are interoperating. There we go. So we already got some chains interoperating here. Got Optimism out here. We got Ethereum here. But let me see if we can get Cosmos. So XLR is really awesome because it's built on the Cosmos chain and it's interoperating with everybody. It's awesome. But let's see if we can find, there we go, Cosmos Hub. So most people, okay, so through Cosmos, you can use XLR and get to everything right now. So you can see XLR. With XLR, you got Ethereum, BNB, Moonbeam. So that's 3 right there. Moonbeam is Polkadot, by the way. So we got Ethereum, Binance, Polkadot, Polygon, Phantom, Cosmos, Osmosis, which is Cosmos, Juno, which is Cosmos. So things are already interoperating right now. If we go over to Moonbeam, seems like Moonbeam is interoperable as well. So we got it going to Ethereum. We got it going to Phantom, Avalanche, Binance, Akala, which is Polkadot. And there we go. So and everything is, everything wraps Bitcoin in some type of way, right? So Bitcoin on all these different networks. Let's see if we have any questions here. What's up, Boom? Jesse Smollett. Oh man, how did Jesse Smollett come up here, boy? Or as Dave Chappelle says, Juicy Smollett. Juicy Smollett. What's up, Kid Graybo? What's up, Boom? Am I anti-Semitic? No, I'm not. What's up, Nerd Epic Marv? Yeah, not at all. Not at all, Mike. Not at all. Not at all. And that whole thing with Kanye about the anti-Semitism, that was just an act. I mean, that was a show. But anyways, I won't get into that. But no, I'm not. But for religious purposes, I don't even know if. No, I'm not gonna say it because I'll leave it for Rockfin. But there's a certain reason for certain things, and I'll leave it for Rockfin. But no, not anti-Semitic at all. Let's see here. Courtney Johnson. Shemitic. Yeah, we're not anti anything over here, Mike. What's up, nerd? I think Marv. Okay, let's get back into it over here. So, interoperability. Okay, so we got Corium, we got Cosmos. So basically, when you see all this interoperability and the fact that JP Morgan wants to tokenize assets, we can very much see here how we're creating the new global reset in money here with crypto. So I don't know if this is something you want to share with your people who say that crypto is this big old scam. Just share with them. Like, we got the Digital Pound Association here. Where is that? 3 different crypto companies. And I think Electronium is some type of crypto company as well. But for sure, Ripple, Quant, and Avalanche, right? we got Accenture, one of the biggest companies out here, right? But these guys are on the Digital Pound Association. So clearly they're probably going to have some input in how to make the digital pound. And the digital pound will, in some ways, be involved with their perspective networks. Okay. So people are saying crypto is a scam, but yet you have what they're doing. Digital Pound Association is in here with Ripple, Quant, and Avalanche. People are saying crypto is a scam, but JP Morgan is literally saying they want to tokenize assets on DeFi. Okay. And they literally fund Consensus, which does work with Ethereum. So one thing is said, another thing is done, right? And we've gone into it before on how Stellar Lumens is, embedded in IBM World Bank. Stellar Lumens is working on the Ukrainian CC. Stellar Lumens is how they're doing Ukrainian relief funds. We went over how Algorand and the Bank of Italy, they're involved with the Central Bank of Italy. So we got a whole list of ISO 20022 cryptos that are involved heavily in the new banking system. Let's bring up R3 Cordia again, because they're really instrumental in this as well. Again, remember how we said R3 Cordia so they kind of try to differentiate it from blockchain by calling it like distributed ledger technology, right? Pretty much the same thing, right? And this is a private distributed ledger technology. We can't as normies invest in this. However, remember that XDC is going to be their settlement coin. So we have a kind of a window into these guys by XDC. This is going to be their settlement coin. But if we go down here, and maybe people aren't aware that our existing banking system, okay, Dr. Cap is cute, DiCaprio is cute. We're going to just close her down here. Our existing banking system has clearing houses that it uses to clear money. So once the blockchain and crypto stuff is in place, they'll be able to clear money near instantaneously. But here we have all these different clearing houses, DTCC, which does all the clearing for American banks, right? Shout out to one of our frequent listeners, mainly music. He kind of let us know this tip. We can kind of bring it up here. DTCC. You can see how they're one of the leading clearing houses for American banks. It's like crazy, and we never hear about them, right? Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation is an American post-trade financial services company providing clearing and settlement services to financial markets. Right there, right? Now, if we go over here and kind of look at them, and we've done this before, but just in case, because it seems like we have a couple new listeners, so I'll go over this here. They have some of the biggest banks here connected to these guys. scroll down. That wasn't the article I wanted to bring up. Okay, maybe we can just go on their website and they'll tell us, hopefully. See it there it is. US okay, sure, I'll accept your cookies. US Treasury clearing. T1 settlement. But they're connected to like all of the US banks. All of them. Like all of them. So just by looking at those guys, you kind of get an idea of what R3 Cordia is. And did I close their website? Did I close it? Okay, no, I didn't. So here we have, and the NASDAQ, right? So we got the stock market here. This is connecting all the biggest clearinghouses kind of worldwide. Nexi is going to be SIA. We got, huge banks here, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Credit Suisse, right, that just got bought up by the other Swiss bank. Like they're only like really two, right? So R3 Cordia is connecting all those clearinghouses. And they're connected. This connects XDC, this connects Quant, and I can go into different articles about how they're connected, but just trust me, they're connected here. But R3 Cordia, here, let me get the article where we have the XDC is their clearing, their settlement token. R3's blockchain Cordia to use XDC as a settlement. So here we have XDC, and it just they all meld into one another. So I think we've done a really good job here of kind of putting everybody into the fray, and we got essentially the new money management system, led by JP Morgan, BlackRock, and the World Economic Forum. And we got cryptos like all the ISO cryptos, LCX, and then we got with JP Morgan, we got all the different Ethereum cryptos and the different Ethereum layer 2 ZK rollups. Okay. So let's see here. Yellen called an emergency meeting today. Oh, really? I was not aware of that. But I thought Vitalik and ETH were backed by Russia. Courtney Johnson, I'm not quite sure of that. But I can give you some articles here where JP Morgan has funded Consensus. Let's do that. JP Morgan Consensus. Well, there we go. Consensus acquires Corium platform from JP Morgan, but of course, there's some other things to that. Consensus lawsuit reveals JP Morgan owns critical Ethereum infrastructure. Right there, right? The lawsuit reveals JP Morgan owns critical Ethereum infrastructure. It's right there out in plain black and white, right? So as much as JP Morgan wants to let you know. And here we go. Consensus raises 65 million from JP Morgan MasterCard. How Ethereum's consensus could have been secretly sold to JP Morgan. Like it's right there. It's right there. So as much as they like secret disclosed, JP Morgan owns critical Ethereum infrastructure. So as much as they like to talk crap, as much as Jamie Dimon likes to say Bitcoin or crypto is a pet rock, they're the secret money men behind Ethereum. What's up, Riviera Group? My guy Scott, how you doing? I get you, Courtney Johnson. I get you, Courtney Johnson. I get you. I get you. Black people are from shit. That's a good point. Well, that's a oh man, I just need to bring out some more rock fan episodes, y'all. Um, there's one channel I like to frequent a lot. There's he's called Old World Florida. Guy talks about how Florida might be the Garden of Eden, but he goes over a lot about the Phoenicians. Um, the word Phoenician may mean red-skinned people, like Phoenix, Phoenician, Phoenix, um, Phoenix rising out of the ashes. But the whole word Phoenix, um, the etymology of it is red-skinned. So Phoenicians actually may be black people as well. So it's a whole like 5 episodes of stuff. But I encourage you guys to check out these channels on YouTube. It can give you some clarity on different things. Old World Florida, like them a lot. Mind Unveiled, like them a lot. Dane Calloway, like him a lot. Old World Florida. Yeah. Oh, Karimu Ahau. Ahau. I'll spell his name because I think I'm saying it wrong. But I'm just gonna spell it and put it here. Kareem. There it is right here. Karimu Ahau. I'll encourage you guys to check those guys out. They put up real world research about different things. This is not about crypto. This is more about the whole Semite thing and history things. These guys go into like really, really good stuff. And I'm going to try to kind of distill some of that stuff down and bring it to my Rockfin. But if you guys just, you get bored one day and you want to go look at some different things, those are some good things to look at. But anyway, let's what did I do with my gentleman crypto thing? Did I get rid of it? Let me bring it back up. So yeah, behind JP Morgan or behind Ethereum is JP Morgan. So that's kind of why we get this huge pushback against Ripple in the US. And a little bit of it, I think, too, is window dressing because the World Economic Forum's behind all of it. Like I just showed you how BlackRock and JP Morgan is working together, right? BlackRock owns part of JP Morgan. They're giving them $1 trillion for this much money for that. So BlackRock and JP Morgan are, but again, I also said BlackRock CEO Larry Fink sits on the board of advisors for the World Economic Forum. Guess who's members of the World Economic Forum? Ripple. So they're all working together. So part of that junk is window dressing. Ripple is a member of the World Economic Forum. BlackRock is on the board of advisors for the World Economic Forum. And they're big and tight buddies with JP Morgan, who's the money man behind Ethereum. They're all connected. So that junk is window dressing. Window dressing. I thought Bitcoin and crypto was the purpose of not needing MasterCard, JP. Okay. What happened to no KYC movement? Okay, so that's still a thing, boom. Like if you don't want to do KYC and you want to kind of be sovereign of your own money, then what you probably want to own is Bitcoin. But then again, Bitcoin, everything, all of those transactions go into the ledger. So it's traceable. Really, it is traceable. But again, it's like it's just the same as money. Money has serial codes on it, right? But if you have it in your hand and you give it to somebody else, they can't really stop that. So it's just like, again, if you have Bitcoin on your Strike app on your phone and you give it to somebody else, that Bitcoin is trackable through its thing on the ledger, but they can't stop you from using a QR code with another person. Can't really stop that. They can't stop you transferring Bitcoin to another person. So now when I talk about Ethereum and I talk about and I'm talking about Quant and XDC, I'm talking about bankers coins. I'm talking about the coins, all of those ISO 20022 coins. Those are the banker coins. Those are the coins that are connected to the World Economic Forum. Ethereum is connected via JP Morgan Chase. Ripple's connected via themselves, Ripple, and they're members of the World Economic Forum. So all of those are connected that way. Bitcoin and maybe Litecoin are the only ones that are sovereign that you could use like money and you don't really need them for. So just that's how that works. So that's really how that works. But I was just saying in general, all of this stuff will be connected. Because I don't know if you guys know, I have a conspiracy channel. I'm trying to get all of this stuff up off the ground, right? And I'm also putting the Blackrue investing stuff on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. It's just a pain to put all of this stuff on here. But I'm also trying to get my conspiracy and crypto cast up too, which is more like conspiracy / woo-woo. So make sure you guys come over here and subscribe. I need to change this name. Instead of having it be conspiracy and crypto, it should be crypto and conspiracy like my logo, but whatever. This is what you have to do to find it. It's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and Amazon. And yeah, so be sure to check these out. But we'll get into some deeper topics on here about that type of stuff. But anyways, let's go back here to what. Okay, so I was mentioning the interoperability. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I got into the conspiracy point because a lot of conspiracy people think, okay, crypto is nothing. Crypto's like, it's not real money. All money is not real. It's all alchemy. It's all a spell. All of it. Um, and the prevailing societal push is that crypto is a scam. While they try to say that crypto is a scam, what they're actually doing is going around setting up crypto networks. What they're actually doing is building an infrastructure for crypto via um, R3 Cordia, via the Digital Pound Association, via things like Ripple. So really, if you're a person that wants to kind of be first, because the way that money kind of works is if you're first, like, and I've heard Crypto Blood, shout out to Crypto Blood, say this, like, all of it's a Ponzi scheme. And what's the key to kind of like a Ponzi scheme, right? If you get in first, then you're kind of set, right? So the people who mined Bitcoin first, they're the ones who are reaping the rewards right now. Hence, the reason I bring these up to you guys right now is because Ripple's like what, 30 something cents right now, 40 something cents. Quant's a little bit higher, right? But Avalanche is $17, right? So there are things that we could still be first with, okay? And not going out and just chasing Bitcoin, even though I'm not saying that you shouldn't own Bitcoin. You should. I would. You should try to be at least a whole coiner, right? Because I truly believe Bitcoin will get to $1 million, not in the not too distant future, like maybe 5 to 6 years. But with all of these banker coins, you got an opportunity there too. You got an opportunity with XRP. You got an opportunity with Avalanche. You got an opportunity with XDC, XLM, which is probably in the top 52, 9 cents. So we still have opportunities to be first with these coins too. But if you listen to the rhetoric is all crypto's a scam. The rhetoric is only invest in Bitcoin. The rhetoric is, okay, why would you invest in the banker coins? And really, I'm saying F all of that. I'm investing in all of them. I'm not trying to pick a winner. I'm going to be on both sides, just like they say, quote unquote, the Rothschilds supposedly were in different wars, right? I'm being on all sides. I got my ISO 202 coins. I got my I'm building up my Bitcoin, building up my Litecoin. I'm holding some Ethereum. I'm betting on both sides. So whoever wins, hey, I'm good. I'm good. That's personally how I choose to invest. I don't know about you guys, but that's where I'm at. Oh, don't forget Monero. Yep, Monero too. Monero too. Now, Monero might be one of the ones that I really think they do have a kind of target on its back. Only thing that and where is Monero on this list? There we go. Only thing I think is with Monero is, and certain companies do this. How do you get an on ramp into Monero that's not tracked? Like, okay, I might know that you have $5,000, okay, but then where the heck did that $5,000 go? So certain companies are specialized in saying, okay, if you want to be a ghost with your money, we're going to figure out the most least traceable way that we can put it into Monero, right? I don't hold any Monero at the moment, but I probably should have at least one of these boys. I should. But I hold Quant. I hold a lot of these ISO 2002 coins. I hold coins that I think are going to be central in um, interoperability, like certain Cosmos coins, certain things like Corium, which I just told you, they're built on the Cosmos platform, and they're going to interoperate XRP and Cosmos. So Corium, that's one that I think will be kind of instrumental coming up here soon. And we got it kind of at a discount because with the airdrop, it had risen all the way up to 77 cents. It's now back down to 33 cents. But once they get up and running and they get everything interoperable, I think that's when we see it kind of blast off. And I saw, Courtney Johnson, that you put something in the chat about Render and its supply being close to Solana's. On the same token, that's why I'm kind of high on Corium, because its supply is only 500,000. And the coins that tend to have this like 500,000 supply, they do tend to get into the $10 range. So I had the big little spike here, but now it's actually down past what it's been for a little bit here. So it's at a discount right now, the Corium. It seems like it's going to be really big to interoperate XRP and Cosmos. And if it interoperates XRP and Cosmos, you can go Corium, Cosmos to Ethereum. Oh, I closed that. I didn't mean to do that. Let me bring that back up. So happy to have my link back. While that's coming up, let me close out of some things here. Here's that thing where I was trying to show you that this is 2017. JP Morgan selected by BlackRock as a custodian of over $1 trillion of assets. So all these guys are working together. And the reason they kind of do this thing, remember, then I have this more on the Rockfin, right? Hermetic principles, the principle of duality. Principle is all around us, like good and bad, light and dark. Um, that duality system, so much, and we play the biggest way we can see them is Democrat and Republican. They're on both sides. The U.S. Treasury always controlled BlackRock. The Democrat or Republican, really, they're on the U.S. Treasury. So what does that tell you, right? It just doesn't matter as much. More that they get us to fight over is numbers. We outnumber them, but we're too busy fighting over Democrat and Republican or Semitic, anti-Semitic numbers. And that's good for them. Not given laws that they can't break to let them break them. But otherwise, but that's a conversation. Because notice how we have salaries, right? Salaries are they directly connect work and time to money. And when we get a salary, go in and win a contract, right? So there's things I don't think they can do without us signing a contract, without us agreeing beforehand. And that goes real deep when you look at the social security cards that we have and birth certificate. When we get a birth certificate, we get a social security card, and that's essentially the moment we're born, we're signed. So when you get that social security card, basically a whole like corporate being of yourself is created. And that corporate being of yourself that's created when you get your social security card now means when you get a job, you pay into the social security fund, which now is another fractional reserve system that they can use, and they take out, it's another fractional system they can use. The social security fund that's supposed to be there for you, right? For you, for when you retire. It's another fractional reserve pot of money that they can go use and lend out and makes all kind of derivative funds against, but it's all about the contract. I don't think that they can do certain things unless they have contractual from you. And I think God-given law, which is why everything that we enter into have to sign a contract, right? I think that that's a God. But that to get into that a little bit more deeper, I have to go on to Rockfin because of things that go into that. But that whole law of duality, use it against us and make us lose our strength in numbers because they just fracture us. Black, white, American, non-American, Democrat, Republican, no Jabberwocky or a Jabberwocky, if you know what I'm talking about, when it comes to Rona, right? Semitic, anti-Semitic, so many things to just fracture our numbers, right? Am I going in and out? Okay, sorry about that. I need to get closer to the mic. My bad. Okay, let me see here. I forgot to come back up on my own channel. Oh, that's interesting. So let me get to some of the questions here. A little bit of a digression, but kind of important. What exchange do you use for buying all these coins? I only buy fractions of Bitcoin, but I'm thinking about changing my approach. Unfortunately, like I usually use KuCoin for most of these. They have a case going on now with the with the SEC. So maybe in the future, I'm not going to be able to use it. But for now, I'm using KuCoin. Upwork, which you can use here in the US. I use Upwork for buying Corium. They just listed Corium. Before that, I used MEXC, which you can use for now in the US. So it's MEXC, Uphold, KuCoin, and Coinbase. Coinbase used to not be able to list a lot of coins, but most coins you can find on Coinbase now. But there are still few that you have to go over to like Uphold, or you have to go over to KuCoin to get those. And what I generally do is just like I'll take my money from Coinbase and I'll send it over to one of those platforms, which is that's just what I have to do. Like I'm sure there's somebody that can do it in a more private manner, but for right now, Coinbase is the only way I can do that. Um, you could probably do it in a private matter with Bitcoin, because all of these things take Bitcoin as well. So I'm sure you can move like Bitcoin over to KuCoin, and you can with KuCoin, I think you can make an account without doing KYC. So, but yeah, those are the different exchanges I use. What's up, Crypt work? What am I? Okay, I missed some questions here. My bad, y'all. Let's see. Okay, what do you think about XEC? I think XEC, Bitcoin, that's Bitcoin, the Zcash. Zcash has an uphill battle, but I know Amari Sachet was out there. He's out in a whole bunch of different news things. Like he got himself out there in so many different places. At its core, it could be used like Bitcoin. I think you can mine it. It's proof of work and proof of stake. Um, so at its core, it's pretty nifty, and at its core, it could be like a sovereign. Excuse me. It could be a sovereign currency. Um, and I think Amari is very smart, Amari Sachet. But my only worry there is, okay, he's fighting an uphill battle against all these guys. He's fighting an uphill battle against the World Economic Forum, against um, against all of these different people. And if you let him, he's saying that this is what he wants to do. He wants to have sovereign money for the people. And it's like, okay, he understands that the World Economic Forum is out here and they're trying to do certain things to limit people. To Let me not say limit people. They're out here. The World Economic Forum wants a certain control, right? Let's put it that way. They do want certain control, and like with all of these different things that you see, the World Economic Forum is willing to implement plans that take a couple hundred years, which also makes you think, right? They implement plans that take a couple hundred years. So, they implement plans that take certain like a couple hundred years. There are things like that have been put in place since like before the Kennedy administration, right? Which is like almost 100 years ago now, right? Um, he knows that he's up against those different people, but he's saying, look, this eCash works better than Bitcoin. It's faster. It has some of these different protocols that I've implemented. So I think the idea of Zcash is really, or eCash is really good. I'm just concerned about how he's going to get traction against the World Economic Forum and against Bitcoin. But saying all of that, it's still the 76th ranked crypto. So seems like he's doing pretty good so far. It's ranked 76. So let's see where it's been. So it hasn't moved in this little pop up we had here. But I'm sure it'll probably move when we have the real bull run. But I'm just concerned about how is he gonna go up against Litecoin, Bitcoin, and all these World Economic Forum coins. That's my concern with that crypto. But I like his ideals. I'm just concerned about all the partnerships and how he's gonna come up against all those different people. Thoughts on one chain? Whole chicken, cabbage, water, lamb, Bitcoin, and plata. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Boom, but now I'm hungry because you said chicken, cabbage, water, and lamb. All really some tasty things right there. Um, but Bitcoin and plata, you got gold. Isn't gold plata? Gold. It's either gold or silver, right? Um, Yuan chain. I haven't done enough research on this one. I've heard of it, but I really haven't looked that deeply into it. 389th crypto is pretty good. Supply is really pretty good. Price history. While it's been around for a bull run, almost two. 2018, it was like $9. Got back to like $2 after just chilling in the 14-cent range. So now it's in the 27-cent range. My thought is that it can get back to $1, right? At least because we saw it do it the last bull run. So probably a 5x as far as just the price history looks, right? That it could at least get to $1, possibly even two, right? In the next bull run. So if we say $2, that'd be like a 7x from here. Just looking at the chart and the price history. But let's see if there's any partners. Look at. So they say they're cross chain. Okay. By building fully decentralized direct bridges that connect many of the world's siloed blockchains. Okay. So they're connecting all these different chains. Let's see if they have that. Let's see on DeFi Llama if they got some DeFi going. That's cool. Seems like they are really interoperable. And they are on here. Okay, Juan Swap Dex. So they don't have that much locked right now. The last bull run, they screamed up to 145, came down here, and they're down to 10 million. So with this, I probably try to look and see when we got more value locked into their DeFi. That'll probably be when the price moves up. But we can see here it's already interconnecting a good amount of stuff. Ethereum and BTC seem like the ones that's connecting the most. Okay, Ethereum, BSC. I don't know why they don't just put BNB, but I'm gonna say BNB, and we're gonna know that I mean BSC. Okay, BNB, Polygon, BNB, Ethereum. Okay, and Avalanche here. So yeah, it seems like a good chain, pretty good chain. Possible 7x here, and it already has its DeFi up and running. That's what we like to see. Yeah, seems like one to watch. Where can we buy it? Let's see. KuCoin. So it seems like it's already interoperable. That's cool. That's cool. So we can buy Wan Chain on KuCoin. Seems pretty cool. Oh, a bunch of different places out here. I'm a little higher on a couple other things like that are interoperable, like Cosmos, right? um, but doesn't seem like a bad coin at all. Okay, plot silver. Okay, I thought so. I thought it was either silver or gold. Yo hablo un poquito español. Not too much. Un poquito. Chiquitito. Like a little bit. Um, of course, with like an English accent. My accent is terrible when I speak Spanish. Um, okay, we got Wan Chain. Okay, and we got into Bitcoin and crypto, not needing MasterCard. Okay, let's go over to the Blackrue side, see if there are any questions there. What's up, Ace? Yeah, make sure to smash the like, guys. TW and Parabolic P is a patron. Shout out to Parabolic P. We got his question in. Kraken, Gemini, Binance US are also okay. Uniswap has had some hard to find coins as well. Yep, that's true. TW, very, very nice. That's okay, Ace. No problem, brother. You're a little late. What's up, Manosphere Hall of Fame? What about them AI coins? AI coins have gone down a lot, y'all. A lot, y'all. So if you wanted to get into some of those AI coins, um, like they're gonna take a while for them to be like they're not just gonna be Chat GPT overnight. Um, but a lot of those AI coins, like one of the ones I like, have gone down a lot. Vector Space AI, they're back to kind of respectable levels. 44 cents here. Um, I think also AGIX has gone down. to a respectable level. Okay, it's 44 cents as well. All right. Viat finally got under a 10 cents. This one is connected to IBM. And there are a couple other coins. But yeah, if you want to get back into the AI space, now might be a good time to just dollar cost average. Maybe they go down more, who knows? But now they've been lower than they've been in a while. So all right, guys, be sure to check me out on Saturday, or I'm sorry, Sunday. We'll be going into this again at what time to have. I'm going to revise these times here on my Twitter, but generally I'm going around the time that I mentioned on my Twitter. But of course, just make sure you like and subscribe and click on the bell notifications, and you'll get that time. You'll get the update when I'm out there. But generally on Sundays we try to go around 7:30 PST, or around 7:30 p.m. PST. I'm now on PST and not Mountain Standard Time. Arizona does not recognize daylight savings time, so I'm either on MST or PST. So yeah, that's how that works. All right, then, guys. So have a good one. Enjoy your Saturday. Stay safe, guys. Appreciate all of you. Have a good one. And yes, thank you so much for your patronage, Parabolic P. I appreciate it, guy. Grabbed you and enjoyed the show. Have a good one, guys. Peace.